In this tutorial we're going to be looking at how to create tabs in HootSuite and how to add streams or information from accounts that have been shared with us. So this is really aimed at users who are part of a larger organisation where someone else is essentially running the main social media accounts and that you're being given access to them. So to start with, we're going to create a new tab. Now this screen obviously is here because we're on a new account. If this screen isn't here, or if you've already sort of set up, the easiest way to create a new tab is just to click this little plus icon over here. You'll see it's left us with a little blank untitled box there. Now tabs in HootSuite are a way of organising information, so how you choose to organise them is completely up to you, and it varies from user to user. It's one of the strengths is that you can collate the stuff that's important to you however best suits you. So I'm just going to give some examples of some of the more common ways that people might use them. So we might have a Twitter tab for all of our Twitter accounts. Similarly, there might be Facebook pages. But we could have something a little more unusual than that, so maybe important messages, or we might have search info, and so on and so forth. So what you'll see is in each tab, when we're in there, if it's empty, one of the first things it asks you to do is to add a stream, and a stream is information from a social network, essentially. Once you've added your first stream, this will disappear, and to add additional ones, there's just a button up here at the top. Okay, so we're going to add from one of the accounts that has been shared with us. So if I select Add Stream, this brings up a new window, and here you'll see a list of all of the social networks down the sides, and then in each network options on what can be added in. So we're in the Twitter tab, so we're going to add Twitter. Now these 4 networks have already been shared with us, so we're looking at the 3-Man Factory account at the moment, and let's say all the Press and Social. But for the purposes today, we'll look at 3-Man Factory. Then you'll see there's a drop down with a list of the different information streams that you can add, and we've got all standard areas within Twitter on here, so home feed, mentions, DMs, sent tweets, so on and so forth, and you can add up to 10 streams within a tab. So we're going to add our home stream, and you can see to add a new one, simply go back, might add mentions, and so on and so forth, so you get the idea. We might have a couple of accounts in here, so this is maybe all of the Twitter accounts that we look after. So maybe we'll look at Press and Social. And let's say we get a lot of DMs on the Press and Social, so that's an important one to get. So we get our inbox as well. I don't think we do, as it happens. But you get the idea. What this allows us to do is to collate the information that's most important in the easiest way for us to access. So similarly, we could do the same for Facebook, with any Facebook pages that have been shared with us. So we want to add wall posts, add events, scheduled messages. You can see this is even easier to do than with the Twitter because they've added the plus functionality. Hopefully that will come to the Twitter account soon as well. And that has added in all these streams to our Facebook pages. We could add another page in there as well. So maybe Apps App Do, which is a page that features lots of different Facebook applications. And as you can see, underneath, it's just scrolling back there. So we've actually got 8 streams now within our Facebook pages. Or we could have a tab that is purely to do with messages. So maybe it's got mentions from Twitter and DMs from Twitter and private messages from a Facebook page. So you can see within this one tab we've got somewhere where if someone has been trying to get in contact with us, we can get in touch with them straight away. And then we'll be coming back to this tab, the search info tab, on a further tutorial.